Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. It's still Thursday, and you've had your warm-up games. They may not have lasted as long as you may have wanted them to, but now we're here for the main event. The main event.
I mean, Ullr and Enemy, we heard it just at the end of that last set. Soar has now qualified for DreamHack. Every spot in North America is still open on looking at the number 2 and 3. Enemy and Ullr are two teams in it, and if one of these teams gets 2-0'd, Luminosity and Denial are right next to them.
The chase is real at the top of the standings. Even though Soar have qualified, remember, it doesn't mean they're first. They could still come third, and potentially with how crazy it is. But anyway, on to today's match. Ullr versus Enemy. You saw how close they were in the standings. Ullr, technically, with a game in hand here. This is their game in hand, I guess?
Just a little bit. So Enemy went on an incredible 9-1 win, or excuse me, 9-1 record to begin this split. They were the best team in North America during that dominant performance. We saw it from them as well. However, the first 2 games they lost in a row, it was Ullr. Denial also able to take a game off them in the middle of that, but what stopped kind of that train was this Ullr squad. Ever since then, they've only been trading out games and a 2-0 with Randozo. So we could see Ullr. All they really need is one win here, because even if the teams end up even at the end of the split, Ullr will have that tie break.
Good point. Well, let's see if the train gets back underway for Enemy, or are Ullr just good at derailing people? Let's find out. Game 1, picks and bans. It's ready.
Oh, but PandaCat with rotation. Desert's Fury on point.
No, PandaCat is on fire right now.
Purification forced by Homie-Efe. Homie-Efe trying to make it work, but Khaos definitely making it work. Aror takes a spill. 4 kills in total for Enemy. Here
actually
comes
going
Enemy.
to end.
They're going to skip the Phoenix. The surprise win from Enemy. Luminosity had no idea.
Picks and bans. Enemy first pick, first ban. Ullr will have the counter ban option for themselves. Week 4, these two teams did meet, and in week 4, as Adonis said, Ullr found the 2-0. Will it be the same story today?
So looking at Enemy, I do expect to see a Scylla band out. They're really going to start with the Jingwei though, and this could be their lack of experience with it. They've seen Ullr run it to great effect. They've seen probably Hunger for more games as well. This is a god that, while not only is she strong and being utilized well, but you probably don't have the practice against and kind of have figured out all the counters. Very good against all the top picks right now in North America. Just keep it out of Zapman's hands.
Well, last time these met as well, Ullr did ban Thor and Isis both those games. Maybe the Isis ban will switch up this time round. However, Enemy, they banned Scylla both times last time. They're not going to ban Scylla here.
I'm really surprised about this because I do think Zeus will be a pretty heavily contested pick from both teams. Enemy like to run it. That's Khaos' main god next to the Giannis we've started to see him rise into. But looking over at Ullr, if Scylla's banned away, Zeus was the god they go to. And Scylla has a really good matchup against Zeus because he has no escape. So if he's even just slowed in any manner, that's a guaranteed I'm a monster hit from the best, who has probably the highest accuracy with that ability of anyone right now in the SPL.
A lot of respect going over to that Nemesis ban there. Nemesis on the rise because of it changes to her ultimate, reducing 50% of the protections every time she uses it.
Cooldown as well.
Especially on the cooldown as well. And a lot of respect to Varizial for that. But maybe, just maybe, it's also a flex option because they leave a lot of things open for 2 picks for themselves after Enemy chooses first.
Are we going to see the Capri first pick? We saw Enemy go to that pretty heavily at the beginning of the split, but they've kind of shied away. A lot of teams don't feel like Capri is really there right now, as dominant as he was at the beginning of the split. Teams really know how to abuse the bug and pick him off on rotations. There are a lot of options that Enemy to go. I feel like it's going to be a mid-mage, though.
They used all their allied
There we
time.
go.
Well, I was going to say, they used a lot of time for that, but Raijin was available and everyone at home was probably already screaming, Raijin's up, pick Raijin.
Raijin has kind of switched into the top tier mid in place of Zeus. We saw a lot of Zeus from so many teams, and so far it's kind of switched over to Raijin. Kumba going to be locked in for Aror. We've seen him be one of the most proficient players on this god, and there is the combo.
Talk about proficient.
There it is.
Scylla with the I'm a Monster, played by Best. Perfectly played so far this season. Has had great games on it. And one of the reasons I think we've seen Nemesis taken away is obviously to deal a Kumbhakarna, not necessarily the best matchup against the Nemesis, just because the amount of slows that you can hit him with would be forced into wing.
I'm a fan of Nemesis sometimes, or Kumba into Nemesis sometimes, if you feel like you can isolate the Nemesis, because she kind of has that 5-second window where she ults someone and then she has that bonus movement speed, stolen protections, and it's kind of like Akali where it's like, if Kumba can just knock her up and take her out of the fight, that ultimate is essentially neutralized in a lot of spots.
Agreed, but the thing with Kumbhakarna is that if he initiates, uses his full combo, wow, Cabrakan Artemis, so Cabrakan jungle potentially coming ahead of Varizial, or is it going to be in the duo lane?
This is after the patch, right?
It is indeed.
So this is Cabrakan
5% extra damage reduction on himself.
As well as his scaling being changed. There's a little bit extra on the end of it, but what's important is kind of those rank 2s. They're a lot more powerful than they were before. And if you're looking to go aggressive early, Cabrakan right now could be it. Artemis picked up for Enemy as well. Enemy have a 100% win rate with this god. PandaCat, very proficient on keeping himself alive. And Ullr.
Ullr for Zapman versus PandaCat. Now, I did a lot of research on this, Adonis,
okay, I'm
because
listening.
Back in the Challenger Cup days, I used to cast these two teams very well.
I remember.
Not exactly these two teams, but PainDeViande and PandaCat versus Aror and Zapman.
Historic match at this point.
Historic. These two go back a long time. You know what the record is overall?
What is it?
12 games they've played. 12 games
that's
total.
A lot.
8-4 is the record in favor of Aror and Zapman in this matchup.
And in
obviously the teams were different.
Yeah,
however,
how about SPL?
In SPL so far, well, 2-0.
2-0. Just
straight
those
2-0.
last matches.
So you combine them both together. Eager have a record on paper in the dual lane at 10-4 over PainDeViande and PandaCat.
I mean, that's pretty good. Bans are through. Kali, Robin locked away from Enemy. Pretty standard. We're seeing Amaterasu and Naja kept away from Varizial and Marauder, and then the Kuang comes in.
Like the Kuang pick to an extent. The only problem I can see with this right now is a very squishy front line. There's not much of it.
It's good against Cabrakan, right? Because the whole thing about Cabrakan is he does his burst damage and then he pops down his trimmers and he's in place. So it really gives an opportunity for Kuang to set up the kills. And it's going to be Guan Yu and the Arachne for Varizial going to be matched up. I kind of like this Arachne pick into this Kuang.
I think that's Cabrakan solo then.
Guan Yu support, yep.
Guan Yu support is something we've seen PainDeViande go to. It could be Guan Yu in the solo lane though, especially with Eager with the final pick for Divios, and Divios will be wondering what the hell he's against here. I suspect he'll be thinking it's potentially Cabrakan.
I would assume it's Cabrakan, and he's going to go with the Chaac, so we've started to see Chaac being picked up by Divios. And so here's the thing about the solo lane matchup is one of the things about bringing out gods like Cabrakan in the solo is that the other player probably hasn't played against it in a competitive match in a whole long time. And Divios is kind of one of those players, too, that is willing to bring out these janky picks. I think if there's anyone you don't want to pick jank into, it's Divios. We'll see if he can manage it.
You mentioned jank and like the whole lineup of Enemy. On paper, you're looking at it like, what is this roster? But these guys, they've done well so far this season. Can they continue winning ways? Can they find a game against Eager here? Game 1 is ready. Let's go into it.
But it just wasn't enough. DJ closing the gap there into the sash. This game was dead even less than 5 minutes ago, and now it's 2 Phoenixes and a triple root from the best. Crush coming through, and that's going to be another kill.
Zapman's now in trouble as well. He will ricochet for a double kill. Ricochets in this game, but Zapman maybe had to find some axes. There's double axes on that team.
We could see triple roots though from the best. We definitely could see that. We've seen that.
Hold on. We got an invade already. PainDeViande and PandaCat pushing forward with Varizial in tow as well. Just straight up this right hand side here. An early ward did get placed down there, I believe, by Eager as well, just to spot vision of how many were coming. DJ got there in time, and I think that's what Enemy were looking for there.
And looking at inventories right now, Marauder on this solo lane Cabrakan has a purple putt. However, it doesn't have the Vampiric Shroud that we see, I think, Zalia run a lot. Has gone into this Vanguard against Divios.
I agree with that, though, because Bluestone as well. Bluestone's going to make an impact on you. Vanguard will reduce some of that damage down, and Divios will definitely have early wave clear advantages in this lane. I want to see how Marauder performs on this, because Marauder's God pull this season, he's kept it very stringent. It's been a good God pull, but he's kept it very low in numbers.
Well, here's that. Well, funny enough, at the beginning of the split, he had 6 or 7 different gods he went to, and then he played Thor, and then he just kept playing Thor since then. That's been the primary god we've seen. However, he has gone back to this pocket Arachne. We've seen him play it 2 times before. The first time we saw it was a loss. After that, it was a win. So he's 50% the only player to play Arachne in the jungle. And this is kind of like the Cabrakan. Like, what are you going to expect between Arachne and Cabrakan? That's a lot of burst, but you may not be ready for it if you're Eager.
So Enemy taking their speed into the blue. Meanwhile, across the way, Eager did blue into speed buff. Both sets of mid Harpies still available. Mid laners are reaching there about the same time there. So mid lane is currently even. We'll just see where the junglers go. And it looks like we're going to see Enemy's jungler Varizial head to lane. Meanwhile, djpernicus is going to go to the mid lane.
So this is just to help Marauder get out of probably a weak early game pressure. They're conceding those mid camps. You could see Eager not even going for the right ones. They're looking kind of at the mid ones. Left-hand side, PandaCat and Pain are pushing up. This is to be expected. Guan Yu Artemis have a lot of clear, and you could see the iRaptor strategies coming in. I love this. iRaptor was the first player I saw use this in the SPL, and ever since then, everyone has adopted it.
Well, 1 through 4 is definitely an enemy's favor in this lane, but once we see Kumbhakarna and Ullr get a couple more levels on, their wave clear will come back with a vengeance as well. Aror will be able to have a little bit more mana to be able to yawn, stop this Tallow Assault coming out as well, and potentially put Pain in an awkward spot.
djpernicus in a little bit of trouble here in the mid lane, getting pressured out and actually getting chased through enemy's jungle. He's been running around for quite some time.
Chaos,
Water
though.
illusion, it is in time.
Option, and he realized it. You can see Raijin actually
man.
hit him, but he's going to go into lane. He's going to walk into PandaCat as well, and Panda's there. It's not a place you want to be, DJ. He's going to deal some damage and fall down for first blood. PandaCat gets credit for the kill.
Another thing, too, is we didn't take note of it, but while that was happening, Divios got very close to death. Marauder getting the better of him in this solo lane matchup. Almost got first blooded himself. Manages to barely live, though.
Well, for most people as well, remember the patch did just come out, so you may have not played against the new Cabrakan just yet with the extra damage spike, and with power part at the beginning of the game, it's going to chunk you.
And Divios can't even get out. You can see with no boots online, specifically once those trimmers come down, it gets very hard for him to escape out of the range. He was just trying to stand there and auto attack because there was no way he was going to escape without taking a huge chunk of life.
Mid side on the left, you're going to see an invade coming out from enemy now. Varizial combining with Khaos, looking for the Harpies, but DJ and TheBest are here. They're just going to be able to watch and see as the Spider and the Drumster walks away.
This is dangerous for Ullr. Both these teams like to go late, have the highest average game times next to Luminosity at 34 minutes a game. We know enemies specifically, the later they go, the more likely they are to win these matches. Even when they're behind, they can carry it out. But this is enemy just looking for a hyper aggro comp, right? They have the Guan Artemis to get dominant lane control. They have this Arachne who's going to be able to fight into this Kuang early. We already saw DJ get chased around for 30 seconds. And
Arachne has a really good matchup against Kuang.
Yes.
For illusion, you can't illusion away because you'll be dotted up from the passive of the dot damage that comes out from the Arachne, as well as the fact that you can also lifesteal back up out of threshold range for the dragon to execute you.
And you can see that meditation from PainDeViande picked up very early as well, so it is going to be even harder for DJ to confirm kills. Ullr already down about 1,000 gold. We're only 3 minutes into this match. They gave up a first blood, and djpernicus it's going to be a while before he gets back into this game.
A little bit worried about Ullr's composition this game, just because their front line is a Chaac and Kumbhakarna. Granted, Kumbhakarna has plenty of peel, but Chaac doesn't really have that much other than a rain dance.
No, a lot of what Ullr have, though, is kind of self-peel, right? Obviously, TheBest has the Sentinel. Zapman has jumps as well as movement speed. Looking at Divios, he's kind of just very tanky, and then djpernicus has water illusion. So as long as he can space himself, it should be good, but I do love this Arachne pick into this Kuang.
Well, speed up being taken by Ullr there. They're not going to be contested just yet in time, so djpernicus will pick that up. Left-hand side, however, both hunters have returned to base and got Golden Bow, but PandaCat has got wave advantage, and that will mean an invade onto the boars and an extra experience lead over Zapman.
And this is pressure onto these mid-camps as well. 3-man rotation, PainDeViande just spotting for enemy. That's going to be a guaranteed left Harpies. And now PainDeViande, I think he's baiting himself a little bit here, coming behind Ullr in the mid.
Behind mid, but there he's going to force the yawn immediately and dash back to safety. I think he's just trying to pull a little bit of poke out more than anything else. If you can keep a row on the back foot having to deal with the Guan, he can't be looking for the aggression and finding those initiations for his team that they so desperately want.
And you can see Aror actually going into this curse, so... Oh, actually, aggression from Aror. Going to find a triple root in Ullr. They were just looking for the mid-camps. They abandoned it after that and back off. Enemy still, though, with about a 1,500 gold lead, starting to chip away. This is not small. I mean, at 4 minutes and 30 seconds, having a 1,500 lead with only a single kill, that's big.
Well, the red buff is available for them to take over there as well. Remember, Gold Fury, enemy love to go for a sneaky one if they get an opportunity left up for them.
And, you know, right now, enemy are the best Gold Fury control team in the game. We could see a fight here at the Fire Giant. Ullr, I think, just taking a look at the Fire Elementals. But with 58 Gold Furies in hand, enemy are unmatched at Gold Fury control. The only team close to them is Soar, who have 2 more games than them. Same with Fire Giant. 25 Fire Giants taken. However, Ullr, in that same regard, totally even noticed it, I think, on Esports Weekly. Kind of the same, coming in at the 3rd highest Gold Fury control, 51 to their name.
Well, it'll be an interesting one to see who ends up coming out on top of that one then. Red buff is now being taken by Varizial. Going to be handed off to, I'm just going to see who that is. Is PandaCat just going to know? They're going to give the red buff to PandaCat. So PandaCat's looking for aggression in this lane once more. We've seen him with Blinks before, remember that?
I mean, just look what he has right now. He's got a 2-level lead onto Zapman, tier 2 boots. He has enough gold, or not enough gold to finish tier 3, but he's already got this lead, and they're abusing it. It's 600 gold already, and that's just because he got that first blood.
The first blood, and the best thing is Zapman sat there like, really? You gave him red buff too? There's nothing I can do here. I want to fight. I'm
Zap
playing
can't fight into this.
But he can't fight the Artemis early now.
And now PandaCat rotating over here. And this is just a call by enemy. In case a fight breaks out, let's make sure to have our Hunter
They're
player
looking at
here.
the gold. They want to see if somebody rotates with the gold. The thing is, Eager are ready for it. Aror going to walk around the corner.
Are
and
they
notice
committing?
it. Has to yawn on the Tallow Assault.
That's
Already
their goal.
half health, and this is a lot of damage. A monster's been popped. Will they find the kill? No enemy. Get it, and it looks like Best is in a hell of a lot of trouble. He's going to Sentinel away, and Aror will pay
DJ.
as well. As DJ comes in the back, he's not going to clean anything up.
He's got a water illusion away, but enemy, they're chasing him. They know something's going on. He's going to pop here in the middle lane, and that's right on top of a ward as well. Varizial getting forced back by Divios' rotation, but enemy, they get the first Gold Fury, and we talked about that Gold Fury control. Really well played by them, and DJ still running around the jungle, level 6, and he finds his second death of the match. This is getting bad for Eager.
Enemy have got themselves in a great position now. I just mentioned the early Gold Fury attempts. They walk over there
They love
against
it.
the whole team. They see Aror and they're like, hey Aror, you're just trying to show presence, but we're going to commit
I
here.
will say that's a little bit on the best as well. The I'm a Monster came out half a second too late. If he uses that ability just a fraction of a second earlier, that could have been stolen away and gone the way of Eager. That was a very risky play for enemy, but it still paid off.
Well, normally what you see from a Gold Fury is a support turns up and they all back off. That time they didn't
No.
know, so they weren't
They
expecting
were committed.
it.
That was
The
an
best-
all-in.
The best walked over and went, oh, Aurora has been seen? Okay, I'll go back to mid. Oh, wait, they're still going? So confusing, but well played by enemy. Get them in a great spot. 7 minutes in, let's go to the graphs, and we should be able to see a nice chunk
Wow,
lead.
3,300.
4,500 experience. I don't
Yeah.
care about the gold.
The experience is the big thing too. Like you said, that gold is maybe half an item so far. Eager trying to get aggressive. They're behind, and they need to make plays. Purification is forced out for Varizial, but he's going to turn on to djpernicus, who's very low. Water illusions out. PainDeViande isn't able to find him, and now it's a full retreat from Eager. 2 players away, but 2 players fighting.
Varizial has no ultimate, though. He's not available to get up, and he will fall down now. His credit goes over as PainDeViande turns on Divios and picks him up. Marauder, though, does pick up the best, and now the drums of war are here, and Aror's getting pulled back in with a ton. Off the mark is PandaCat, though, with a suppressing insolent. That means Aror will escape with his life.
2 for 1 in favor of enemy. They continue to chip away at this Eager squad, and this aggression from enemy is not something I had expected coming in. Zapman also just Marauder pulling him as much as he can. DJ's back. He does have ultimate. Trying to get Marauder in this range.
They should get it easily with this. No, but a heal comes out with a conviction from PainDeViande. The body blocks are even better than the heal and allow Marauder to escape.
This is really bad. This Kuang so far behind at 8 minutes. Only level 7. Varizial has this 2-level lead as well as an 800 gold lead, and you're up against a very early game character in Arachne. djpernicus and Eager, they need to start holding out these fights or baiting enemy into bad ones.
Invade at the moment, steal the blue, but
Can't even get it.
too late. The illusion was just a little bit off the mark on the kill. As Varizial turns up, DJ cuts his losses and leaves before he ends up getting killed by Varizial, or at least engaged on.
Playing very safe, and now Varizial going aggressive onto Divios. Just putting in the poke as Marauder rotates in to help share some farm.
Oh, just a little bit off the mark there. The damage was good, though. The stun off the mark, too. So Marauder didn't manage to find Divios, who walks away from it. If he would have been hit by either one of those things, it should have been game.
Yeah, and you could see actually Aror rotating over. Pain pushing him out of the jungle for now. And we're actually the highest kill participation of any support in the SPL right now. 79%. That's so high. And you see that all the time where Aror he's one of at least. He's just in the duo lane.
Well, where's Pain on the list?
I think mediocre right now, 67%, which is a little bit surprising, but I think a lot of it is because enemy focus on their 3v3 core a lot early game, then late game he's there in the team fights, where Aror will focus on roaming early and making plays across the map.
Well, so far we can see on this game 100% kill participation for Aror. Shouts to him, continues winning ways.
Okay, with the one.
And meanwhile, PainDeViande, as Aror does get yawned on, good crush comes out from the damage from TheBest, but he's not got a lot of damage online, to be fair, right now, so he's not going to do too much of an impact. Right inside, the trade-off between the Chaac and the Cabrakan continues. And
Oh
Cabrakan,
no, DJ.
he's in trouble.
Just look like enemy aren't going to try and force anything now. Just looking to steal away the buffs here. Divios could teleport to his hammer, but that would be incredibly risky.
Wow, that's going to look at
doesn't do that.
PandaCat. PandaCat's in the jungle on the left-hand side, contesting the red buff and
Stole it
stealing
away.
it away from Zapman.
And now enemy continuing their aggression. This is getting very bad for Eager. If they lose this fight, they could just lose the game off of it. Best isolated right now by PainDeViande. He's looking for the stun, but now switches targets. It's now Zapman who's forced to jump away from the tower as well. Aror backing off, and now Eager chased out of their own jungle.
Drums come out from Khaos one more time. Not going to find the last one, though. No taunts for PainDeViande. Comes in for a turnaround, but half health already.
Oh, got interrupted.
Pinned in a wall, but the
wow.
illusion comes out. Speed buff taken away. And while this is all going on, PandaCat's like, hey, guys, how you doing over there?
That was a 4v5 that Eager just lost. Enemy right now firing on all cylinders. PandaCat stealing away back harpies from them as Varizial keeps 2 under the tier 1 tower. PandaCat is level 14 right now. We're 10.5 minutes into this game, and no one on Ullr is even 12 yet.
Oh, PandaCat's going to go for the play here.
He could just fight this. 2v1, I bet.
No, but he's instead just going to give it up. Left harpies do go the way of enemy once more. And this is a definition from enemy here of how to take a lead and run the game with it.
I think a lot of it's this Kuang pick. It's just like, it's just getting completely countered out. Oh, and now Ullr just watch all of enemy back on top of their own ward. Raijin's going to be here in time, potentially.
Khaos has no ult for 38 seconds here.
He's
so
stolen a fire giant. He can steal a gold
crash
fury.
For the dream. He's going to look at it. He's going to pull out Raijin. He's going to pop the damage, but I'm a monster's ready as well. And it is not gone down. It's been reset. And Aror is actually dead on the ground. And he's passive. Gold Fury comes back. Enemy get the Gold Fury. And Ullr are in a decimating spot.
Oh my word.
I can't believe they did that.
That is incredible. Ullr getting so scared of the damage coming out from Khaos. Instead of splitting up inside the Gold Fury pit, they all just back off and drop it. And because Aror took enough damage to die there, the Gold Fury was reset. Marauder walks in, just picks it back up, steals it away. They take out Aror as well, 6-1 and kills, 6,000 gold lead. Enemy are making a statement.
There's nothing in the jungle for them to take now, but Varizial still hunting the best in the mid lane here, knowing he's not got I'm a monster to escape
This is just,
anything.
how can the best even walk up?
Meanwhile, the teammates
Best is going to die.
They're just going all in on Best. Best is in a lot of trouble there. He's dying, and there's the drums of war coming out from Khaos to secure one. Zapman has no mana. Zapman getting dunked on by the cavalry charge, trying to get away, but Khaos in the back line will clean him up with the in-hands too. Varizial jumps in with the ultimate, looking for the pick on Pernicus, but Pernicus gets away with the illusion. But the whole team of enemy are routing Ullr right now.
Aror burned ult as well. Varizial, PandaCat, Marauder, just forcing Ullr out of their tier 1. They're going to have to retreat into their tier 2. Another 2 kills on board for enemy. They're going to start sieging up these objectives. An enemy from ahead is very dangerous because what they know how to do is they know how to take wins once they have a lead. They always know the perfect objective to go for.
You say that, but look at the composition. You don't want him ahead anyway. You want Scylla to get to late game.
Oh,
you want
Marauder
Kuang to get to late game. Because if you don't, Raijin and Artemis will run you out of the house, and they're going to look for the pick as well onto Divios and find the tank. The tier 2 is going to fall, and it's 10-1 at 13 minutes in.
You don't give PandaCat this Artemis. Right now, he's undefeated on it. Looking like it's going to remain here. This is the 6th game on this character. He got first blood after DJ got chased out of the jungle, and he has just been putting the hurt onto Zapman. I think Zapman's the best hunter in the world right now, but I mean, PandaCat's making a name for himself and not going to let Zapman run away with that title. Tier 2 down in mid, Tier 1 in right, Varizial on zone duty, 10-1. This looks like an SPL team just beating on a Challenger Cup team at this point.
And while his team are pushing down the right side, they can look for the speed buff as well. Varizial here on his own, 3 levels above DJ, and DJ knows he can't contest that against this, and now the boys of enemy are going to group up with the tier 2 on the right-hand side now, with a minion wave and bring this one down too, extending their gold lead further.
Best's going to be picking up the red buff. You can see Ullr trying to split push right now. This is something you have to do when you're this far behind. If you try and take a fight, not only losing the objective, but potentially a couple players as well, it gets really bad. So they're going to trade out. However, Varizial, did he pick up teleport? Varizial just backed, picked up teleport, and defended the tier 2 in mid. That is so smart.
They're almost 1,000 gold a minute ahead right now.
Oh my god, this is a 14-minute game.
Yeah, I know.
What?
Like, it's closing in on 1,000 gold a minute in the lead for enemy.
This does not feel like a 14-minute game.
That second Gold Fury is the biggest swing possible against Ullr.
These feel like
Ullr were up against it, but then the second Gold Fury collapsed there. They just lost so much.
I mean, if they had picked that up, right, and not reset it, and then escaped without their kills, enemy would have been forced to slow down their pace. But at this point, just look at the items, right? The Best has just finished Doomward. We're 14 minutes into the match. He has 0 stacks.
It's not just gold, though. It's experience, too. Look at the difference in levels between every single member of enemy versus Ullr here.
There is a 9-level difference between PandaCat and djpernicus and Aror.
There's a 4-level difference between him and Zapman, and to be fair, Zapman's only died once. It's not like he's like fed his brains out.
Did you know that we're only
PandaCat
15 minutes into this match, and
did you
now
know
every
the
single
Tizzy
tower for Ullr is down?
Well, they've got Phoenixes to defend, and Ullr, they're going to have to hold out for the late game now. They do have some late game.
How do you hold out for the late game?
Listen, you've got Kuang and Scylla, right? The only problem is you come up against an Artemis and a Raijin.
It's like, yeah, the Kuang can get... See, here's the biggest problem, right, is Marauder's very tanky. Khaos has options. Divios is going to die. And it's going to be hard to put anyone close to that execute range for Kuang.
Good teleport from Divios there to get him away from the danger of realizing that was really hard to calculate how many stuns have been used there from the team, because obviously Cabrakan's got 2.
There's 3. Yeah, there's 3 with
and
the
there's also the
Arachne
one
as
with
well.
Varizial's Arachne, but Firegiant now being started at 15 minutes 30 seconds. It's a day of records, boys and girls, because we're looking to try and set one of the fastest Firegiants done as well.
And now Aror gonna smell this out. Eager starting to
Aror
circle
the
around
hero.
enemy. The Fire Giant, it's very low, 20 at 400. Aror gets knocked up though. There's the stun. Khaos trying to confirm the gold. Fire Giant enemy does secure it. They're gonna pick up Aror as well. PandaCat's on a rampage, says Hindu Man.
I did. Did you hear that?
I heard that.
My mouth didn't even move. So proud of
You're
myself.
so good at calling.
I am. I'm just doing it even as well. Meanwhile, DJ tried to push mid lane, does get a tier 1 tower, but being chased around the jungle now by PandaCat.
I feel like we should have a chase cam or like a chase timer. And it's how long djpernicus has been chased throughout the jungle. I think it's on like 2.5 minutes by now.
I don't care who the chase. Whenever we have a chase situation, we should always have a piece of music that gets played. Just
Like
so
the
we
Benny
have
Hill,
something.
we got the Benny Hill
Yeah,
theme where it's just like,
perfect. Just over and over again. With a Fire Giant now, enemy don't have much to look for. The Gold Fury is available, but their attention will probably be towards these Phoenixes as well.
this is so incredible. 16 minutes in, the team already has Fire Giant in every single tower, 2 Gold Furies, and they're starting to siege Phoenixes. They have so much sustain in their kit, right? PainDeViande with the meditation has Shell as well, the heals from Conviction. PandaCat has, he's level 19, so he's hitting so hard, which means he's lifestealing even harder. Varizial has sustain in his kit, and Marauder's just tanky.
I'm really proud of enemy's commitment to this game because they've really done their homework against Eager here. Come out flying off to a great start, and now they're punishing Eager in every single way possible.
I'm incredibly surprised.
They got punished by Eager so badly in week 4 that I was like...
You know, I thought Eager, I didn't think they were going to walk away with this. I definitely thought these were going to be very close matches, but I gave the edge to Eager. I thought they were going to 2-0 here. A split wouldn't surprise me. But this enemy is just unbelievable
You said a
so
split
far.
won't surprise
It's still
you.
possible,
I mean,
right?
It's still possible at the moment. Even though enemy this game, they're looking good for it. We've seen crazier things happen in the SPL, Adonis. You never know what will happen in the next 2 minutes. Or 3.
Was it 2?
Who knows?
It was not very
Who
long.
knows? I blanked that out from my
Ping's
life now.
coming out. You can see enemy there showing their path of domination. It's up the right-hand side jungle, it seems. Everyone on enemy has spent their gold, and big boy items starting to come out.
It's just a moment of peace for enemy now. They can just go back, buy the items, like you said.
This is
and
a
then start
moment of
sieging.
peace for Eager. They're just trying to regain
That's
themselves.
also true. I mean, at the moment, we've got the Fire Giant online for enemy. They've taken the Gold Fury, so they've stripped everything they can from the jungle.
15,000.
This is where enemy could potentially make a mistake, because Eager could hold if something dreadful happens to them. Second relics have started to come online for most. The worst thing is Aror doesn't have Blink yet. If Aror had Blink, they could try and turn a fight in their favor. Instead, they're going to have to wait for
I mean,
more than
there
likely
needs to be a reset.
Root or Divios to initiate.
There absolutely needs to be a reset kill from the
Great
best.
ball, and Aror's already bursting and annihilated before he can get his ultimate off. Divios goes in with the silence, but he's already half health and decimated too. PandaCat credit for the kill. Pernicus in for a second, out for a second. Illusion as Varizial chases him in, looking for the cleanup, and we'll find it. The Phoenix in mid lane will fall as well in favor of enemy, and all 5 members still strong, still healthy, and still convictioned.
Left-hand side, Phoenix is going to be the next target of enemy's ire. 2 members left to defend it, and Best has his ultimate, but I don't see anyone doing any damage to help him be able to reset it. Left-hand side, Phoenix falls. Right-hand side, Phoenix, the last remaining, and enemy have almost cleared every objective off the map. Sub 20 minutes, and they're going to do so here.
Last hope standing for the Marauder, going to push in and get a root off onto Best. Best gets killed by PandaCat as well. The final Phoenix looks like it should be falling very, very soon. Eager without the Best cannot even initiate on this, an enemy. Well, they're looking to push on potentially for the win, but maybe they want to wait for fire minions.
General Pain is trying to lead his troops to Sweden. Enemy started to show a little bit of rust, I would say. Surrender vote has started for Eager as well. I mean, they see him. This is definitely a demoralizing game for them.
The first Gold Fury, understandable, they fell behind, but the second Gold Fury, well, they'll look back on that and realize that was the end of the game for them there. General Pain on his source will secure enemy a win against Eager, making it 1-0 in under 25 minutes.
That 125, that was under 20.
Yeah, no, I was being
Okay.
cheeky. Under 25.
Okay, fair enough. That was an incredible showing from enemy, not something I had expected coming up from them. It all started really with djpernicus kind of getting chased through that jungle, and not only wasting a ton of time where he wasn't able to farm, and it wasn't his his problem, right? He could not escape the Arachne. That's one of the strengths of Arachne, is that she will chase you down, chase him into that dual lane, gave PandaCat a 500 gold bounty, and then from there, that Artemis just carried.
From there, they just controlled the whole jungle, the whole game. I mean, all they did was over and over again invade, steal away buffs every single time. Gold Fury control was perfect as well. Obviously, it's 0% there, but there we go. Hey, it's 10 minutes in. I keep forgetting that bit in the middle where
it changes, yeah.
I was like, why is he no Gold Fury?
I'm pretty sure they took Phoenix's, we're going to see here at 15 minutes, and an enemy just started to strip everything away from Ullr, stealing away all the camps.
15 minutes in, 83% of towers were down at 15 minutes.
That's, wow. I mean, Ullr got a tower, right? That's good. They got something going for them.
It's not so bad. Not so bad for them, but
this is a set.
What do we do game 2?
You reset your mind.
And just go again?
You just need to reset your mind. You need to figure out why you lost, potentially look at banning away the Cabrakan. I don't know if the Cabrakan really did anything. I think it was more of a Varizial. His control in the jungle was something that PainDeViande couldn't match on that Kuang.
And the thing is, with Ullr's comp, what they generally do is they like to run the same thing back.
Yeah, but this was the most devastating loss they've taken in the SPL. Maybe not something you want to run back.
Most devastating.